Hello, welcome to Little Flower Tarot, your floral oracle. My name is Krista, and today we're going to do a reading that asks the question, how can you make the world a better place in your own way? The world is hurting, and I feel like we all have gifts, and we tend to diminish our gifts and think they're not big enough or good enough or can make a difference in the world. And I disagree. I think we've all been given the gifts that best suit us to give us the ability to make a difference in not only our immediate environment, but in the world as a whole. Every single person's contribution matters, no matter how small it is. So that is why I have decided to do this sweet little reading about how you can make the world a better place. So you can choose group number 1. This is dried goldenrod. Group number 2, this is baby's breath. And group number 3, this is dried, I believe it's dried black-eyed Susans. It looks like it. So yeah, we're gonna go ahead and get into it. Hi, group number 1, welcome to your reading. In this reading, we are asking the question, how can you make the world a better place in your own way? You have chosen the dried goldenrod. Goldenrod symbolizes sunshine, it symbolizes abundance and protection. I'm just gonna set this flower, let's see, maybe I'll put it, yeah, we'll put it right there. All right, so I pulled one oracle card from the Herbal Astrology Oracle, and this will kind of just be the little overseer of the reading. And you got the Blue Lotus with intuition. And I'll show you this card. They are so incredibly beautiful. Every single one. Oh, I've got a kitty who wants out. Sorry, one second. Okay, so the Blue Lotus card. It is evoking Ace of Cups energy. It's got this beautiful cup with overflowing water in it. It's got the sun and the moon. It's giving balance. It's giving temperance vibes. We've got these lily pads floating on the water. And of course the lotus represents kind of the journey you take from darkness to light. And yeah, it looks like there are some crystals at the top there. But yeah, we'll dig in a little bit more. A couple of ducks. Okay. We will set that there for now, and then I'm going to pull 2 cards from the Moonology Messages Oracle. Yeah, so if you didn't watch my intro, my inspiration for this is just the fact that the world is hurting right now, and I feel like we all have something to offer, and we all have a unique way in which we are able to help the world and change the world, even in the smallest of ways. Every little bit of effort or every little bit of intention counts towards just creating a more fair, a more just, and a more liberated world. So that's why I'm doing this reading. I want to help you tap into kind of the essence of how you are meant to affect the world. So, okay, so your first Moonology card is Talk to the Moon, Communicate. And then you've got Day Moon with Love. Okay, and then we will get started with the tarot. I'm using the Star Seeker Tarot. For some reason, I'm nervous. I've probably done like 6 of these readings so far, and I don't know why for this one I'm the most nervous. I feel like kind of raw here. But okay, let's get started with the tarot. All right, so you've got the Queen of Swords, the Knight of Swords, okay, the Four of Wands, the Three of Cups, And lastly, we've got the Two of Swords. So you've got a lot of air energy here. So the first thing I'm getting with this Four of Wands card is, and I guess mixed with this Blue Lotus intuition, it's making me think of your vision for the world and your faith in a grounded, stable, secure, fair future. So the Four of Wands typically represents a happy home life, marriage, just celebrating life. And I feel like something that is a strength of yours is that you have an incredibly strong faith. When you have a vision for the future, whether it be your own future or someone else's potential future, or your envisioning of what the world could be like, your strength within that is your unwavering belief in it. So your faith, basically. Your vision for the world and your faith in your vision is incredibly strong. This reading is pulling you into a balance between your connection with the rest of humanity, this day moon love energy, and this Three of Cups with it. It kind of gives me this this vibe like one of your dreams is living in harmony with the rest of the world, or the world living in harmony with itself, like all these flowers and mushrooms, the diversity here, and just this day moon. It just looks so beautiful. It's like it's all out in the open. It feels like it's during the day. It's everyone's connected. There are all these beautiful butterflies floating around. It just reminds me of the collective, of people gathering. And this Three of Cups, of course, is people gathering and people celebrating together, people loving each other. And so it feels like you're being called into a balance between your wanting to feel connected in society and wanting to feel the love of your community and the love of community in general, and then your intuition and your connection to God, your connection to the cosmos, your own, like this card right here is bringing me into this feeling like this is you alone, and this is you communicating with your intuition, communicating with Mother Earth, and just spending this time deepening your bond with the powers that be within you, for you to best serve the world, both being a part of community and spreading love in community, and tapping into your intuition, diving deep into who you are alone with the divine, and in whatever way you communicate with the divine, are equally important. So if you're neglecting one or the other, you're going to be out of balance, and you're not going to be able to serve in the deepest way possible. So I feel like one of the main messages here is that one of your most important gifts in this lifetime is your connection to your intuition. And I'm getting a feeling like there is an imbalance here. I'm getting a feeling like you're leaning too much into your community, and you're identifying with your community a little too much, and it's starting to fog out some of your natural inclinations, your natural way of being, your natural intuition about how you can best serve the world. So yeah, because it feels like this right here, these are just two cards out of this entire spread. I would even venture to say this is part of that, but the rest of the spread, and actually the center card, is talking about your intuition. And I feel like you're overlooking something within your inner world that is going to be extremely important for you moving forward. in your life, if you want to feel connected to your purpose, if you want to feel connected to your most true divine path, you're overlooking your own intuition in something, and you keep leaning into society to tell you what to do, basically. And you're watering down your own vision, your own truth, because in order to, I don't want to say fit in, I don't think that's the right wording. I think it's more of like to feel safe in your community, because there might be something deep within this well of the waters of your intuition here that is calling you in, that is contrary to some of the ways that your community operates. That is something that your community might not understand fully, might have never seen before, like messaging, just a way of being, your perspective on things. It feels like your community, it's going to be new to them. I'm not getting the sense that your community, and by community it can mean so many things. It could mean just your immediate environment. It could mean your culture. So take it as it resonates. I'm not getting the sense that your culture is like hostile, like overwhelmingly hostile towards your point of view. I think sometimes when we are cultivating our point of view, at first, especially if it's contrary to the dominant way of thinking around us, I feel like sometimes at first it can feel harsh, or it can feel very stark in contrast to the rest of the way the world is thinking and the way they're going about things. But I think that's just like all just our own perspective and our own temporary experience of the shift that's happening inside of us when we come to learn deeper truths about ourselves and about the world and the way we see it and the way we interpret it. Sometimes at first it feels really stark, and we might be afraid to share our truths with the world because we might be afraid that it's going to disrupt the world in a way that makes other people uncomfortable. And it may very well do that, but I'm getting the sense that the way in which you interpret truth, the way in which you can speak your voice into the world, and by speak your voice, that can be in any form. Speaking your voice can be through art, through writing, through sharing a meme. Like, it's just, when I say speaking your voice, I mean just sharing who you are in whatever means and way that naturally it channels through you. So yeah, what I'm saying is I wouldn't be so worried about how the world is going to receive you, especially if you give yourself the time to let all of it digest and to like cut yourself off a little bit more from the rest of the world's thinking, and give yourself time to truly actually understand where you are coming from, how you view the situation, and how, like, I feel like in order to express yourself fully, the most important thing to do is to dive deep into your intuition and dive deep into your connection with the divine, and just take your time and let it percolate. Come to that truth on your own, and come to it in a rooted way to where it's clear to you and you've integrated it into your being, where you feel centered on it, you feel rooted in it, you feel calm in it. And whenever you get to that space, that's when you can share your voice with the world in a gentle yet firm way. So I really don't think there's anything to fear. Like, if there's a fear of you being you, causing backlash in the world around you, I don't think that it's super warranted. I feel like you might get a little bit of energetic backlash. I think that's just normal when we're growing into ourselves and we're we're becoming new people, and the environment kind of has to adapt to the new person we're becoming. But I feel like it's just not as scary as you think it's going to be, especially when you come down deep and find that truth of who you are and how you see things. And I feel like it's going to be a lot more gentle than you think, and you're going to be able to just so softly, yet like in such a soft way, express yourself in the world, but in such a powerful way. Like seeing, like, I think that's it. Softly yet powerfully is how you're best going to influence the world with your point of view, your words. Yeah, so what else? Yeah, and like I was saying earlier, your vision for the world and your vision for yourself and your life and your faith in that vision is such a core piece of who you are, and it's actually rare. I feel like it's a rare quality, and I don't think you understand just how rare that is and how important it is to cultivate that, to cultivate your faith in this beautiful future, and to stand in it, and to hold unwaveringly to your faith of that coming to fruition in the physical world, you know, embodying that in your cellular being, you know, embodying that truth in all of who you are, holding on to that faith and letting it permeate you. The world you want to see, the world you know is possible, the life you know is possible. I feel like you have this like amazing, you're one of the few in this world who have the amazing unwavering faith to hold that frequency. And I feel like something I've been learning so much more powerfully lately is that frequency, subtle energy is so powerful. Everything starts with subtle energy, and I just don't discount it. I feel like just don't discount it. It's so you've got such power at your hands, and it seems small, but it's not. It's amazing, and it makes incredible waves in the world around you. So yeah, so that's definitely one thing that you're being called to do is hold the frequency of the world you want to see, and hold that faith there, and don't let go of that faith, and don't get discouraged when you don't see it happening in the world outside of you, because everything starts with faith and everything starts with energy. So yeah, and I feel like this Four of Wands is kind of your root, your intuition, and this Four of Wands energy is kind of your root. And then the fact, I just really want to, I don't know why, it's not like I want to sever anything, but I want to like separate this community energy here with who you are at your root. This is something that needs to be cultivated first and foremost throughout basically your entire life. And the more you cultivate your faith, your trust in your own intuition, your trust in who you are, your point of view, the more you dive deep and explore and find that soft, still voice inside of you that speaks truth to and through you. And the more you hold your vision, the more you allow like God's vision to permeate who you are, the vision that you see to permeate who you are, the more it will naturally spill out into the world, into your relationships, into community, and it will not be something you have to effort to do. So as far as your community goes, you don't need to effort your way to make a difference. There doesn't need to be this effort, you know, this push. It's more like just focus on yourself, and like I said, just focus on yourself and who you are. And it will naturally, like with this overflowing cup, it will naturally bubble out into the world around you. So, and I feel like this Queen of Swords, sorry, I need to take a drink real quick. Yes, okay, so I feel like with this Queen of Swords, this is you being compassionately observant in your life. And The Knight of Swords. Okay. So I see you. The Queen of Swords is actually something you can actively embody with intention, with effort, you know. So I feel like the Queen of Swords is you meditating, you observing what's going on internally, with compassion and love, but also with equanimity, where you are detached from it at the same time. So you can kind of scale out and observe what's going on with your thoughts, how is the world influencing you? How are people influencing you? How are people's thoughts and words and opinions influencing you? Scale out with love and compassion and just observe. And I feel like that's going to be step one in how you can detach from all of that and hear your own voice. So, and then the Knight of Swords kind of reminds me of this energy that's going to come through after you've scaled out and you're observing, okay, how are these energies outside of me? I'm thinking of social media as well. There are so many freaking voices on social media that can sway you and that can make you doubt yourself, because there are so many amazing voices on social media, so many intelligent, articulate people that can make you doubt your own voice, doubt your own contribution. And I feel like when we are embodying our Queen of Swords energy, we are honoring these people, honoring these voices, these influences, but we are detaching from them. So once we do that, this Knight of Swords energy is going to, it's like this energy coming in underneath, and this is something you don't have to effort. This is an energy of cutting away the bullshit, basically. Cutting away all of the ways in which other people's voices and energies and intentions, ways of being, perspectives, subconscious beliefs, how all of that has negatively influenced you or has made you not trust your own intuition. This Knight of Swords energy, once you're scaled out, is just naturally going to come in and cut all of that away. So meditation, detachment, you know, taking a break from social media, going out in nature, spending time away from the people you're normally around, you know, giving yourself some space and letting yourself just I feel like there's this emphasis of compassion and love, knowing that all of these people who are in your life that influence you, no one has negative intentions towards you. They just have opinions and a voice, and they're kind of loud sometimes, and it's just a little overwhelming. So it's just having compassion for their humanity, but yet, you know, giving yourself that space to scale out and listen to your own voice and find your own point of view, because your point of view is so important. And I feel like your point of view to you may seem small, may seem too soft, too quiet, but yet this is what we need. We need the softness. We need the quietness. We need the still small voice energy that you are meant to bring to the world. So however you do that, you'll know. I would say use your intuition. How do you bring the still small voice energy into the world to help comfort others, to help protect others, to help love others and inform others in a way that is a more subtle soul level communication, an underlying communication. I hope that makes sense. I'm just hoping this makes sense as I'm speaking it. Okay. I haven't really touched on this Two of Swords energy yet. For some reason I'm thinking there might be some, because this whole side is kind of reminding me of, making me think of your environment and the people in your environment. So I was talking about having compassion and understanding for most of the people in your life. They don't mean you any ill will, but there might be an influence in your life, that I don't think I'm not saying it means ill will, but it is like actively negative. Like there's, it's not actively negative, I won't say that. It's more like incompatible with your energy and unnecessary for you right now. It might be something that you're seeing that you seem to admire, you seem to think maybe this person or these people's or this messaging or whatever it is you're absorbing. You might think, oh, I'm learning from this, or this is really interesting, or you really admire the person. I feel like I said, it's not that it's a negative influence. It's just incompatible right now, and it's not helping you. It's not helping you tap into your own voice and express that and be of service to the world in the way that you best can. So whatever that is, whatever is the first thing that's popping up in your head right now, the first social media account, the first person or people, environment, place you might visit in your environment, something like that. Whatever it is that's come in your mind when I'm talking about, oh, it seems good, but it might be incompatible right now. That's a thing. So I feel like definitely keep an eye out for that. And if you need to mute a social media account temporarily avoid going to a certain place, being around a certain person, just to, kind of pull your energy back and then see how you feel. See how much more closer to your own intuition you feel. My camera died, but I didn't miss much. So yeah, just seeing how much closer to your own intuition and your own voice you feel when you pull yourself back from whatever energy and influence this is. And if you can't, if it's someone, like say it's someone at work, or someone you can't avoid, something you can't avoid, I would just say actively practice just observing yourself when interaction with this person, place, thing, and just, try to embody this Queen of Swords energy as much as you can and observe yourself. Just be more conscious of it. Just be more aware of it. And be more cautious, because it's just not worth it. It's just not worth it for you to lose your sense of yourself and your own voice and the way in which you can just be an amazing, loving presence in this world that makes the world better. So, yeah, I want to actually, I wasn't going to do more than these 3 decks, but let me go get this I have another deck I actually want to do a couple cards from. Alright, I'm really being called to these Work Your Light cards. And we'll see. I don't know how many I want to pull yet, but definitely want to pull a couple at least. Okay. Wait a second. I don't know why I'm having... This might be, it's taking a minute to reveal itself here, whatever this last message is. So it might be something that's coming up from your subconscious that's a little bit harder to view. Oh, okay. All right, here we go. Got 2 cards. Okay, so we've got Take a Break and Protection. I'm not surprised about the Protection card. It says call back your power, cut the cords, and soul retrieval. And then Take a Break, it says a life's work, not a season. Get off the treadmill. So when I see the Take a Break card, it is making me think of someone who's scurrying around trying to do everything they can to help others or put their work into the world, and they feel a sense of urgency. So you could be feeling a sense of urgency and a sense of overwhelm with the state of your world or the state of the world, and you feel like you have to scurry and hurry and try to get everything done all at once. But that's actually detrimental to you right now. So I really just think this is just saying, take a breather, like pull your energy back, like both of these cards together. It's just, this is really important for you right now. Take a minute, pull your energy back, even if it takes like a week. Like if you have to avoid, not avoid, but instead of actively just being around people and being in your normal environment and being just letting your environment kind of pull you around, and actively make an effort to pull your energy back into yourself and give yourself little moments of privacy and peace so that you can embody this Queen of Swords observant energy, and just take a minute and breathe. Just breathe with yourself. Let yourself be with yourself in your simplicity. Thank God that you have the opportunity to even do that, and find peace in that way. And I feel like doing this is the number one most important practical action that you can do right now. Take some time to yourself, pull your energy back to yourself, and from there your answers will come. So, and then there was this card right on top as well. Answer the call. What is your soul calling you to do? I feel like you're in an energy where you are wanting to follow your soul's calling. You're wanting to follow your true path. You're wanting to find purpose in your life, but you're running around like a chicken with your head cut off a little bit. Like it's almost like you're kind of scurrying around and with no direction. And it's because you've been allowing your environment to influence you so much. So this is pull your energy back, take a minute, be with yourself, figure out where you're at, what your voice is in the mix, and then the answer will come to you, and your calling in that moment will come to you. And I feel like saying your calling's going to shift throughout the course of your life. There's no big one calling. It's always going to be, it's just a path you're on, right? So, and I feel like the more close you are to your own intuition and your own voice, the more close you are to your highest path. I guess you could call it your highest path, your most aligned path, your most impactful and effective path, the one that's going to both feel innately joyful, but also through that joy and through that love of what you're doing, you will naturally impact the world in positive ways. So I hope that was resonant for you. I feel like this is it. I feel like this was your message. I hope this resonated. Sometimes I feel like I'm kind of rambling and I don't even know what I'm saying, but I hope it made sense to you. I just think overall you have an amazing, powerful voice, and the quietness of your voice is your power. That is your power. Don't think because you're quieter or because you're softer that you're less powerful. That is your power. Remember that. That is your uniqueness. That is your gift. That is your power. Speak it into the world and watch it impact the world. So yeah. All right. Thank you so much. This was a really beautiful reading. I am really grateful to be a part of it. Yeah, I want to tell you about my other YouTube channel. It is called Soul Harken. It is my heart and soul in video form. I have a link down below to that, or you can just type in Soul Harken, SOULHEARKEN, and you will find it. If you'd like to leave me a tip, I'm open to it. There is no pressure whatsoever. I've got my Venmo and my PayPal down below. But otherwise, let's see, did I cover everything? I think so. I do energy healing. I normally have an energy healing session after my readings, but I decided for this one, I just want to do the reading itself. So if you want to check out my energy healing sessions, I'll have a link down below for those as well. Once you click onto an energy healing session that looks interesting to you or pulls you in, there will also be the coordinating reading, a link to the coordinating reading underneath it. So you can check that out if you'd like. But otherwise, thank you so much for being here. I pray all the blessings in the world to you, and I pray you find clarity on your soul's path. Thank you. Bye. Hi, group number 2. Welcome to your reading. Today we are asking the question, how can you make the world a better place in your own unique way? My inspiration for this reading is just the fact that the world is massively hurting right now. and massively awakening to our pain and to our suffering on a collective level. And I'm sure we all, in light of viewing everything that's going on, feel a little helpless. And I just disagree that we are helpless. I think we all have gifts that we've been given. No matter how small they may seem to you, they are absolutely imperative and brilliant and good, and whatever it is that you've been given in this life to enhance your own life and enhance the world around you is sacred and is powerful. Even if you view it as small, it's not small. So I want to do this just to tap into ways in which you can serve the world, tap into perhaps your gifts, and just in what area what area of your life can you cultivate to be more impactful and make a positive difference in the world right now. So you chose the bundle of baby's breath, which signifies purity and innocence. And then I pulled one card from the Herbal Astrology Oracle, and this will be an overarching theme of your reading. So let's see what you have. Alrighty, so you have Go-To Kola, or higher consciousness. Number 17. This is evoking connection to the divine. There is this kind of cellular connectivity energy. There is like this, like what are those things called with the heartbeat graph, like tick, tick, tick. So, and then this almost looks like lungs. So, and it's just roots of a plant, and then we've got this guy who's meditating here, and I feel like he's just connecting to the cosmos. So I have a strong feeling that this is about your connection to the divine. There's something really powerful there. So, all right. And the way in which you, in particular, connect to the divine. So we'll leave that right there. I am pulling 2 cards from the Moonology Messages Oracle. Whoa. All right. I guess we're pulling 3 cards. Just 3 just flew out. So, okay. We've got the Moon's Moment, Synchronicity. We've got Moonflower, Take a Risk. And so far we have a compass and a clock on here. And then lastly, we have Out of Bounds Moon with Boundaries. Okay. Stick that under there. Okay, and then I'm going to pull a few cards from the Starseeker Tarot deck. All right, how can group 2 make the world a better place in their own unique way? Oh, here we go. Ah, gorgeous. Temperance. The 2 of Cups. The 6 of Swords. The 2 of Wands. And we have the 9 of Swords. Okay. All right, what do we have? So the first thing that came to my mind is that you hold ancient wisdom. You hold so much information inside of you, and you don't even know how much information that you hold inside of you, encoded in your being. And just from your life experience and from everything you've learned, you diminish your knowledge and your awareness and the wisdom you hold within you, you are diminishing it because it is massive, it is impactful, it is powerful, it's a wellspring. It is a never-ending wellspring of wisdom and truth. And this, the take a risk, this Moonflower take a risk card is making me think of, I don't know, is there like a hesitation for you to express your truth, or there's like a blockage there? There's like a block for you to express your wisdom into the world. And take a risk feels like there might be a fear to express some of what you know into the world. And doing so feels like taking a risk. But the beautiful thing, like this take a risk card, it's so interesting because it's got these beautiful blue flowers, like the coloring of it. This doesn't look like a scary risk-takey energy. It just looks like this beautiful, soft, clear, just soft expression of truth. And I love that the compass is up here. It feels like whatever truth you have to offer the world is going to be this light, this compass, this guiding force for other people. And it's so freaking needed. And you're just, I don't think you're actively diminishing it. I think you're actively, I think you are unaware of the power like within you, and you're just unaware of it. You're flat out unaware of how freaking wise you are. That's wild. I really feel like there's so much inside of you that's like dying to be poured forth, poured out, expressed in your own unique way. And you just haven't been doing it because you feel it's like one of those things where you've been living with it for so long. It's just common to you. It feels like, oh, this is common knowledge. Everybody knows this. So why would I express it into the world? Everybody says this already. Everybody knows this already. But that's actually not true. Like what you have to offer the world, no, everybody does not know. The thing is you've embodied a lot of it. You've learned to embody a lot of the truth you've learned. People might know the truth, like, or like hear, catch words, catch phrases, and hear these things, these like little blips of inspiration that are like new age, like what's the word, like cliche kind of things. But like you embody so much wisdom, and you also have the channel to communicate that wisdom in a way that's more grounded and in a way that's able to be more received by the world around you in a more embodied way. Like it hits, so yeah, that came through right away. It was like, oh my God, holy shit, you're so smart. Like, you know so much, and you're just holding it all in because you're just thinking everybody knows it, but no, everybody doesn't know it. You could literally just whip out, like, you could probably write for like a month straight and still not get everything out of what you know that the world needs to hear. So, okay. So that was just from these two cards. Out of bounds moon, boundaries. For some reason, this is making me think of, well, okay, let me see if I can, I had it and then it kind of flew out of my head. See if I can catch it again. The energy, it's so interesting because the energy of this is like these three people leaving. It was almost like, okay, wish this would focus. Here we go. So the energy and the imagery on this card, there are these three people like going off into the distance. And when I first looked at this card, I had a clear, it was like perfectly clear. Like what I needed to say was, oh yeah, this is exactly what I need to say. But then as soon as I went to say it, it was almost like, I felt like someone stole the information from me or someone walked off with it. And I think it had something to do with, it felt like it had something to do with people in your life diminishing your truth in such a subtle way that you don't even catch it. It's like they just disappear off into the horizon without even, you didn't even realize they did it. And I don't think it's not necessarily intentional. It's almost like when someone else's truth contradicts yours, or someone else's way of being is contradictory to a truth you know to be true, you kind of just let them get away with diminishing your voice. I hope that makes sense. It's subtle. It's very subtle. And I don't think it's intentional. That's the thing. That's why it's so sneaky. And this boundaries card, it just felt like you need to put boundaries around your own truth. Like, you need to protect your own truth, your own wisdom, because it's powerful and it's so good. And you're just letting the world kind of steal it away from you. And you're letting other people who speak with more authority, you're kind of letting them trump your voice. Like people in your immediate environment, people on social media. Gosh, yes. It's like you're just letting it be a given. It's like what you know to be true to you feels juvenile. You think the way you express yourself, the truth that you know, feels juvenile compared to these wise, well-educated voices out there. And we really need people speaking from their heart, speaking from their own life experience, and speaking from their inner well of wisdom that just comes from the soul, and that's what you have. And it's so valid. I feel like you are invalidating your voice and your truth. And you don't even realize you're doing it. You're letting other people do it. You don't realize they're doing it. It's super sneaky. But if you were to tap in, like let's say you were to start expressing your wisdom in the world in whatever way, whatever means that you want. Say you want to write. Or like say you're on social media and you want to make reels that have messages, uplifting messages, wise messages, just messages that come from your soul to humanity, to the world. You could literally do that, and this endless stream of just truth bombs, subtle truth bombs that are really needed right now in the world would just like pour out of you. And you're just, you think, I don't know why, but you think that they are invalid, or what's the word? Like it's almost like you think irrelevant. They're not relevant, when really it's ancient wisdom from God. So is very relevant. It will always be relevant. It will never not be relevant. To you, it's just, this is what I know to be true. And yeah, but this is nothing. And no, to the world, it's like the very, fabric of truth and goodness and light that the world needs, right? Needs so desperately right now. The world needs so desperately. The wisdom you hold within you, and you are the channel for it. And if you just let it out, you'd feel a lot better. You'd feel a lot lighter. And also you'd impact the world in a really positive way, in just effortlessly, by just being you and spreading this truth like it's nothing, So if you have had an inkling to do that, I would say, yes, definitely do that. Like let your wisdom out, just let it flow out. and express it in whatever beautiful way you want to express it. Express it every freaking day, man. Like just, whew, like it's like a fountain, a wellspring. It just wants to like explode. It's so crazy. I mean, not even explode. It's not like, I wouldn't say explode. It's more like it wants to pour outward and flow in outward into the channels, like into like this card has, I'm going to show this up close because, it's got these, it's like the roots of these and like these, it looks like veins almost, kind of like rivers of water. That's how your wisdom wants to flow out. It just wants to like naturally like flow out of you in all these different ways. And it's natural, it's effortless. It doesn't have to be, you don't have to effort your way to do it. It's just going to come out. And also in the way in which you do it you don't need to worry about that either. Just put it out there. Don't worry about it being perfect. Just express it. Boop, boop, boop. Put it together. Like if it's a Instagram reel or a piece of art or whatever, just like boop, 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 like put it together and let it out. And, don't like try not to, pick it apart. Just let it flow because it wants to flow. It just wants to flow out of you. So, yeah, let that shit out. All right. So let's see. What's this? The moon's moment. Synchronicity. Okay. So this is just making me think of, as you're sharing your wisdom with the world in whatever way you choose to, this is making me think of just trust it. Trust the flow of what wants to come out of you, because with each message, with each story, with each whatever it is that comes through you, it's all going to come through at the exact perfect timing. So trust in the synchronicity of your gift. Trust in the flow of it. This is really calling you into flow and to expression, and just trusting, and it will land in people's hearts and ears at the exact right moment that each person needs to hear it. It will come out of you at the exact right time. Just trust, let go, let it flow through. You've got the voice, you've got the wisdom. All right, so let's get into the tarot here. So we've got, where do I want to go first? I just feel this, and did you pick the baby's breath? I feel like you did. Ooh, and I forgot, this is actually from group number 1. Maybe you guys are interrelated because I accidentally left group number 1's Goldenrod up there. But yes, you picked the baby's breath, which represents purity and innocence. And what I'm getting with this Nine of Swords, so Nine of Swords typically represents nightmares, anxiety. It's basically the anxiety card, the anxiety and fear card. But what I'm getting from this is like, I feel like this is you, and this is the purity of your soul. You've got such a pure, beautiful essence. And the being human, when you are this beautiful, pure soul, like with this angelic, lovely light energy, this innocent energy, being human, and the harsh realities of being human, and the negative thoughts, the intrusive thoughts, the contrast can be so stark. And I just saw, whoa. Yeah, I just saw 222 and then 2222 right after that on the camera. Synchronicities, like that card. But yeah, I feel like this is just reminding me of the stark contrast between one's darkness and one's light. And I feel like you feel that contrast so deeply. And sometimes because of that stark contrast, you are really hard on yourself, and you almost let your humanness, you judge your humanness insanely harshly, and you deem yourself as, you almost judge your very goodness, and you think basically because you're human, you think you're not good in your core essence. Like, so I'm not saying you actually feel that way like all the time, but I feel like you tend to to fall into that. And you tend to get stuck in your own negative energy because it's almost like you're fighting it, or you're judging it, or you're judging yourself because of it. And it just becomes this kind of like sticky situation. But the truth is that being human is good, and you are good. And part of being human is to experience being human, to experience our heaviness, our darkness, to experience our ancestors' darkness, and to transmute that, experience the heaviness of our family, of our environment, of the world. That is part of being human. And especially in your case, like just knowing like how much this wisdom that you hold, how strong of a connection to the divine that you just like, your core essence is so connected to the divine that you could just shoot out this higher wisdom like it's nothing to you. It feels like it's nothing to you. Like you are so connected to divine. You are good in essence. At your core, you are good. But you're just experiencing a human life right now. And so you're hard on yourself about that. It seems harsh sometimes. Oh yes, but temperance is about alchemy and about alchemizing negative energy. And so instead of judging it, instead of trying to obliterate it, instead of trying to cut it away from yourself, this is talking about being with it in compassion and love, and holding your state of knowing in your own goodness while you're with it, observing it, and allowing it to be transmuted through your own compassionate awareness. And that's what you're being called into. So it is a hard process sometimes, and it is painful sometimes to do that, to transmute your own negative energy. But if you are experiencing inner turmoil, negative thoughts, intrusive thoughts, or just like, I guess I want to put it in finger quotes, like darkness. It's more just like your shadow side. If you're experiencing a lot of that lately, or you're noticing yourself fearing witnessing it, this is a message of do not fear it. There is nothing to fear. You cannot be overcome by the darkness of the world, or by your own internal darkness just by being human, your own internal negativity, and like the stuff that you inherited through your bloodline. You won't be overcome by it, because in essence you are good. In essence you are love. And so there's nothing to be afraid of. So you are actually just being called to be lovingly aware of it, knowing that it's not you. It's truly not you. I want you to like really take that in. But you are here to transmute it and heal it. So it's an honor to do that, to heal the parts of humanity that you've inherited. By doing that, you heal your bloodline, and not only that, but you heal the world and the soul of humanity. So you're being called into that right now. So, okay. All right. And okay, so next I'm being drawn to the Two of Cups. And this is giving me the message of leaning on other people for support, and leaning on other people. There are people in your there are people in your life, or a person in your life that you can trust, and that reflect back to your own goodness, and that are willing to love you no matter what. that do love you no matter what, that see your goodness, that see who you are, that they truly see who you are. As much as your negative thoughts want to discount that or say that they don't truly see you for who you are, that they're judging you, or that, I don't know what it is that your negative thoughts are telling you, but this is telling you, you are seen for who you are, and you are seen in your goodness. You are loved in your goodness and in all the mess that you are as a human. You are loved no matter what, in all of it. And let this love in, wherever this love is coming from for you right now. It's there. I can feel it. I can feel like this love is here for you in your environment. I would just let it in. Let it in. Someone wants to love you. Someone does love you. And you've been blocking it because you don't feel lovable in certain places. But you are lovable. You are loved in those places. And let it in. And I know this reading is about how you can make the world a better place. But I feel like there's something here. How you can make the world a better place is to let yourself be loved and to acknowledge your wellspring of wisdom and light and acknowledge your own goodness. And then from that place, begin expressing who you are to the world, your wisdom to the world that is so needed right now. Yeah. And, okay. So we've got, the Six of Swords is about, moving from a heavier place into a lighter, more, easeful place. So I feel like this is right around the corner for you. And this is about the light at the end of the tunnel, moving from wavy waters to smooth waters. Literally, sometimes it means like literally moving from one place to another. Just moving into a place where you find more peace and more flow. So, You've been standing at this threshold for a very long time. You've been staring at the light at the end of the tunnel for a very long time now, and you've maybe felt stuck. And you feel like you're just existing in these shadows, and you've been existing in them, and you feel like it almost feels like these people have been taking step after step after step, but it's like they're on like a purveyor belt, and it's like not going anywhere, or the steps are like tiny, it's like the purveyor belt thing is like coming this way and they're going this way. And so each step they take, it's only like an inch, in the grand scheme. So you're going and you're going and you're going, but it's only like each step is just like a tiny nudge, and it just feels like you're never going to get there. It feels like you've been in that place. That's where you've been. But it's just, this doesn't even feel relevant. It feels like you're here now. You're at the light at the end of the tunnel. Like you're there, you've made it. And I feel like you're almost like in denial a little bit that you've made it to the end of this. Like you get to be free of all of these entrapments you've created around yourself to block yourself from the accepting love into your life, loving yourself fully for who you are, and not only that, but honoring the deep well of wisdom that you have to offer the world, and the simplicity of it. There's a simplicity to what you have that I think that's why you're discounting it, but it's like the simplicity that we all need. Everything's so complex and annoying, and we just need like a still small voice. So be that voice. You are that voice for the world, and you are there. You are ready. So lastly, as far as our tarot goes, we have the Two of Wands. And the Two of Wands is about vision. So let's see. So I would say, okay. So I feel like you've been going through this transformation recently, like with this taking steps forward, walking towards the end of the light, the heavy energy you've been transmuting, learning to love yourself, learning to detach and yeah, transmute whatever heavy energy you've been going through recently. You're there, you're on the other end of it. And Two of Wands feels like it's asking you to reassess where you're going. Like you've gone through your healing and now you're a new person. And you're being called to take stock of what beliefs, what are you clinging to that you used to believe that doesn't really resonate with you anymore, or just is unnecessary. It's like an unnecessary belief that you've been holding on to tightly that just needs to kind of be dropped. How do you want to embody your life after having done all this healing and this awakening, and this transmutation? Now, how do you see your life going? How do you want to feel? What dreams are there that are not resonant anymore? Let them go. It's safe to let them go. It's safe to be a new person. Even if the dreams and the visions you had before felt so gifted from the divine, but they just don't feel right anymore. Or maybe the imagery, is that the word? The exact physical manifestation of those more underlying desires are different. So maybe the underlying desire stays the same, but the physical potential and the physical representation of that underlying desire is changed now. You might have a dream that you don't really care for anymore, but the desire for expression or for beauty or for love is still there, and it's just going to be manifested in a different way. So reassess. Where are you going? What are you doing? Let go of everything and start from your core and create a new vision for yourself and walk that new path. So, yes, that is how you can help humanity. Realize you're worthy of love. Let that love in. Realize that you're ready. It's time. You've made it. Trust in who you are and the simplicity of the well of wisdom that you hold. Let it flow through you like water and rivers, and just trust and just let it flow through you naturally. I feel like maybe trying to figure out a purpose or your voice or how you can share your truth to the world has felt a little overwhelming, but it just feels like it's so natural to you that I think you've been overthinking it and it just wants to pour out of you naturally. So just let things come through and let it be easy. And that's your advice. Let your truth pour through you into the world. Know that you are lovable in all of who you are, in all of your humanity. Know that you are good at your core. And when you tap into this beautiful light and goodness that you are, start from there and reassess the direction of your life and walk in that direction. And that will lead you into a place where you can make the most impact on the world. So, yay, I love that. For the last, I think I'm going to pull one. I pulled a couple cards for the last one from this Work Your Light Oracle deck. And yes, I think just one for you sounds nice little topper message. We shall see. What does group number 2 need to hear right now? Oh my gosh, I don't know why this is just... Yeah, I feel like this is totally you, because the energy that is coming through is this beautiful, light, uplifting, easeful energy, and it's just so funny, these floaty guys. I don't know, it's beautiful. Let me just show you the imagery. Okay, so it says Pleiades, double mission, channeling and uplifting humanity. Okay, yes, channeling. I mean, obviously... Yes, the wisdom that pours through you is kind of like just channeling directly from the divine, channeling this wisdom. It's just there. You would just have access to it in a way that is unique to you. So the fact that you have access to it is it's almost like it's your responsibility to share it with other people. Because it's so effortless for you. And it will help just uplift people. And just because you're uplifting people and just because you're sharing this truth effortlessly and easefully and lightly, it doesn't mean you're ignoring the heaviness or the darkness either. There's nothing wrong with existing in your light. There's nothing wrong with sharing wisdom and truth and love and the lightness of that and existing in love. That doesn't necessarily mean you're spiritually bypassing it. You clearly don't do that. You clearly, with everything I picked up on here, you're going through this like alchemical transformation where you literally can't ignore the darkness within you and around you. But you can surely transmute it with your beautiful, amazing, wise light and power. So I don't know if maybe some of you needed to hear that. Don't worry about spiritual bypassing. It is okay to live in your light, because I don't see that in you. I don't see you spiritually bypassing at all. In fact, I see you almost doing the opposite and getting a little stuck in the heaviness sometimes, because you can't ignore it. So, yeah. Okay. All right. So I think that's everything. Thank you so much for being here. It is an honor to read for you. I have another YouTube channel if you want to check it out. It's called Soul Hearken. I will put a link below to that. And yeah, if you want to check out my energy healing sessions, there's a link below for that as well. And there's in each one there is a coordinating reading as well if you want to check those out. So, but otherwise, thank you so much for being here. It's just such a blessing to be able to do this for you. If you want to leave me a tip, I am not opposed. No pressure whatsoever. But I have links for my PayPal and Venmo as well down there. But yeah, alrighty. Thank you so much. Bye. Hi, group number 3. Welcome to your reading. Today we are asking the question, how can you make a difference in the world in your own unique way? How can you make the world a better place in your own unique way? So you chose this group, which is this right here is dried, what I think is Black-Eyed Susans. So we're going to go with that. I'm pretty sure it is Black-Eyed Susans that I found outside. So, and I remember them growing there before when they were in bloom. So Black-Eyed Susans represent resilience and hardiness. And one moment, my kitty wants to leave. Okay, so yeah, so my inspiration for this reading, if you didn't listen to the intro, is just the fact that the world is hurting right now. And I know I have felt helpless at times, and I have felt like, how the hell can I even make an impact in the world or make a difference in the world in a positive way when our problems are so freaking huge and massive. And I just know that we've all been given different gifts. We've all been given different circumstances, and we can use our gifts in our circumstances to affect change in the world, even in the most subtle and small ways. And even the smallest things that we can do make a big impact, and they trickle out. And I want everyone to awaken to the power that they hold, even if it seems small to them. It's not small. You have power in this world to make a difference. So I want you to know that. And in this reading, I want to tap into what that is for you. So yeah, I will put this over here for now. And so I pulled one card from the Herbal Astrology Oracle. I think these are really beautiful cards. So this is, I don't know if I'm saying this right, Musuna, and it says journey with number 16. So I'm assuming this, like the fact that it says journey, perhaps this is a psychedelic plant. Just with the way there's a pot here, it really makes me think of psychedelics. And wow, this eye up here. I'm actually gonna read the deck just to see if my intuition is right about that. Number 16. Sorry for the background noise. My cat cannot decide if she wants to be in or out. And that's pretty much how it's going to be this whole time. So I might let her back in a minute. State of transition, leaving behind what is familiar, moving toward the unknown, connection to a higher mind, trusting higher consciousness. It's used to treat parasites, stress, anxiety, rheumatic disorders, menstrual issues, diabetes, and even cancer. So I was wrong. It is not a psychedelic, but it's about transition. Okay. So what this is evoking for me, the imagery here, like this, this pot hanging over this fire, it's like you're cooking something up in the material world that is tapping into this divine wisdom. This cat is driving me crazy. So and even with, like I said, with the Black-Eyed Susan representing resilience, this card is kind of evoking this resilience, because it's almost like whatever it is you're working towards in your life, there's like a storm up here, and there's lightning, and it's this freaking cat. She has this little ball, and she keeps like putting it under the door so that she can like bat at it from underneath the other side of the door, the crack of the door, and it's obnoxious. And now she keeps batting it so far that she can't reach it. So I don't know if this is symbolic to what we're going to be getting into, but I'm going to give her, we're going to try to see if we can get her to go downstairs. Come on. Come on. Right over here. Come on. There. Go get it. All right. Obnoxious. Oh my goodness. Okay, let's see if I can actually get into this now and see if I can actually channel something. Okay, so, right. So I feel like, yes, you're cooking something up right now in your life. You're really putting work into it. You're doing it, and it's whatever it is, it's being protected. Like, it feels like these little like energy, these flowers or plants, these seed pods, are like little like protection vibes I've got going on. And this rainbow is like protection vibes. It feels like this storm cannot affect what you are creating in your life. There's something so amazing you're cooking up, and the storm's not going to get to it. And I feel like this storm here, maybe you've been kind of cursing the storm a little bit because it's so frustrating, because you're trying to build this thing and the storm keeps beating down on you as you're building it, and you're like, what the fuck, you know, or excuse my, what the, you know, and it's like, but all the while, this eye up here feels like this eye of wisdom. Like, there is wisdom to the storm. There's wisdom to this experience. There is wisdom to the fact that you're building this thing throughout this storm in your life that's going to make it that much more fortified and strong and rooted in your life when whatever it is you're cooking, whatever it is you're building comes to fruition. So, yay, I love that. That's amazing. Okay, take a sip of water. So, okay, I'm going to pull a couple of cards from the Moonology Messages Oracle. And this cat, oh my goodness, I'm going to let her in and we're going to see what. All right, I just had a whole debacle with my cat. It's not going to happen. Like, she cannot be inside or outside, so I had to go put her in a different room. But okay, alrighty, so I'm going to pull a few cards from the Moonology Messages Oracle. Well, 2 or 3 cards, we'll see. Okay. You got Dark Moon with the past, and Yang Moon with strength. All right, yeah, this is already feeling your Black-Eyed Susan, the resilience message is feeling really, really tied into this. Okay, so I'm going to pull some cards from the Star Seeker Tarot now. I'm getting a strong feeling that this group number 3 is strongly tied and related to group number 2. So if you were bouncing back and forth between group number 2 and group number 3, I would say go ahead and do both. Like, listen to both. I don't know, I just have a feeling that this is a continuance of group number 2. Okay. How specifically can group number 3 make the world a better place? All right. So, one more. All right. Yes, because group number 2 got the 9 of Swords and the 2 of Wands as well. So we've got the 6 of Cups, the 4 of Pentacles, the Ace of Pentacles, the 9 of Swords, and the 2 of Wands. Okay. Alrighty. Let's see. What do we have? Okay. So, and in case you are wondering, group number 2 had a lot to do with acknowledging your inner wisdom. And it felt like the person in group number 2 was so in tune with their inner wisdom. It was just such an innate part of them that they almost discounted it as if it was like common knowledge. But it was such a well and just a beauty, and it just wanted to be channeled through them like water and just poured into the world. So if that resonates at all, yeah, group number 2. Anyway, I just felt called to say that. But yeah, so, okay. Alrighty, so, this Ace of Pentacles is the first thing that's standing out to me. Yeah, and it reminds me of this thing you're building with this pot here, cooking this pot in the storm. It feels like whatever it is you're building is going to lead you to this financial opportunity, an opportunity in the material world that's going to help you feel more secure, more rooted, more stable, more able to provide for yourself. Definitely, like, you are on your way and you are cultivating something that is going to be like everlasting. Like, it's going to be something, like, you are planting a seed for the rest of your life, basically. And this storm that you're enduring throughout the the creating of this, I want to say wealth, like, you are creating wealth, and you're creating wealth from the ground up. So it feels like in the beginning nothing's happening, but that's because you're just planting the seeds, you're tending the soil, you're doing everything you need to do to nurture this dream, this vision, this path. And it's definitely like 100% leading you to this financial abundance and this financial opportunity. It's coming, it's there. It's like, I feel like it's right there, and it's just like barely peeking its head up above. It reminds me of like a sunrise, and it's just barely peeking its head above the horizon at the moment. And yeah, like with the 2 of Wands, I feel like you've envisioned so much coming into your life. Let's get that a little bit more focused. There we go. 2 of Wands is about vision and about planning and about like seeing what lies ahead, envisioning what lies ahead. And this is what lies ahead. This is your new sunrise, and your new sunrise is going to feel like the most stable, powerful, strong, rooted first step of a new journey that you've ever experienced in your life, because of all of this cultivation you've been doing for however long you've been doing it. It seems like you've been doing it for a while now. And the storm and the clouds here that have been present, it's not for nothing. And it's just the inevitable breaking through from one paradigm to another, that inevitable friction. That's all it is. That's all it is that you've been facing this entire time. And yeah, so you are building something amazing. And it feels like, as far as how you can make the world a better place, it feels like you're already doing it. It really does. It feels like whatever you're building is just blessed by God and is guided by God. Like with this rainbow here, it just feels so just blessed. And it feels like you're on the path. You're on the path to not only creating this beautiful change in the world, but building something for yourself to feel safe, secure, and happy and free. And it just feels like by you doing this, by you freeing yourself, you are freeing other people. You are freeing the world in a way by learning how to break your own chains and overcome what's held you back in the past, and move forward on faith and with intention and with diligence and hard work. And yeah, like just what you've been doing is freeing yourself and breaking through to a new paradigm, which is paving the way for others to do so as well. So keep doing what you're doing. That's what it feels like. Keep doing what you're doing, because you are literally doing it. You are making a difference. Even if it doesn't feel like it, you are. So I'm getting, let's see, this yang moon. Interesting. So these are actually very different energies. We've got dark moon and we've got yang moon. So dark moon is giving me this like beautiful feminine dark energy, and yang moon is this beautiful bright light. And of course yang is masculine energy. It's more the push, and it says strength here. So I feel like you've struck a really good balance. I want to say recently you're especially recently finding a really good balance between your feminine and masculine energies and the way in which you use them to create this dream of yours. And yeah, you're doing really amazing, actually. And I don't know if you need to hear that right now, but you're doing an amazing job. It's like, I feel like there's like a chorus of angels and your guides and just like in the heavenly realms, just so like proud of you right now. There's this beautiful, proud energy coming through. Like yes, you're doing amazing. So I keep being pulled to this dark moon though. It says the past. So, okay. I'm getting this sense with the past. It feels like okay. So as you're cultivating this new reality, or you're building this new dream, you're building this new thing, whatever it is you're building right now, you know what it is. Past energies are, how do I put this? It's like energies that you'd set into motion in the past through doubts, fears, worries, through your past trauma, your past connections. Past energies are kind of washing. It's like, this reminds me of what the storm is right now that you're walking through as you build this thing. It's like waves of your past are kind of like washing over you bit by bit, testing you a little bit. It's testing your resolve, is what it feels like. That could be where this Nine of Swords energy is too. It feels like there's a fear of your past trapping you in old cycles and old energies, because you're worried. It's like you have, okay, so Two of Wands, like envisioning. So you've envisioned what you're meant to have, to be, to do, what you're worthy of in this life. You've been given a vision, and that's what you've been acting on with this card here, with your cultivation of it. And I feel like these past energies have been passing through your field, showing up in different ways. And they've been causing you to worry because you almost feel like, man, am I always going to be trapped in my old ways of thinking and my old ways of being? And that's kind of that's what the storm is. It's like you have to fight your way into your faith, and you have to continue and just keep chipping away at this dream of yours, and keep tending the soil, and keep like just never letting it fizzle out, you know? Like if it's a flame, never letting it fizzle out. It's like tending to a fire. If it burns down to an ember, it's like, I feel like you'll never let it fizzle out. And even if you did intentionally be like, I give up, you'd kind of laugh at yourself right after you said it and be like, yeah, right, I don't give up. No freaking way. This is a core part of who I am. It is ingrained in who I am. I know what path I'm walking. I'm walking in this direction. Like God would catch you if you gave up. Like God would like light the flame back up. Be like, nah, well, that's not happening. Like you've come too far. It's like you've come so far into your new patterning that this old patterning has no hold on you whatsoever. It's just you have a little bit of fear of it because you didn't think it would revisit you so harshly. You didn't think you could get trapped in those energies as much as maybe you have, like, or just get stuck in those old thought patterns, maybe thought patterns of poverty, of lack, of doubt, whatever it has been, or of like a low self-image, low self-worth, ways you used to be that were more prevalent, that you thought you grew out of were kind of resurfacing. But it's just waves of old patterning. And the more you stay true to this vision and this path that you're on and just keep chipping away at it and, taking actions in the world that speak your truth into the physical world by doing that, you're asserting it and asserting it and asserting it and asserting it. These just don't have a hold over you anymore because the action that you're taking, the aligned action that you're taking on your vision and on your faith is so much more powerful than these old energies and fears could ever be. So you're doing an amazing job. These things just are coming through not to test you. They are testing you. They're not there to test you. There's no evil to it. There's no intention of like, oh, God's going to test you to make sure that you're staying on the path. No, that's just the natural law of things. Like things, they keep cycling through until the neural pathway has been died out and you're on a new neural pathway. That's just the natural law of things. So maintaining just being aware of it. Like this guy, he's so equanimous and he's just sitting in the light and just being observant and just standing strong like this pillar of light. Like, yeah, I see these energies. I know this is how I used to be. I know this is a part of my past. I have compassion and love for my past, and I thank it, and I thank these energies for being there when I needed them. But it is now time to, I know they're on their way out. So yeah, that's pretty freaking awesome. So yeah, the Four of Pentacles also reminds me of this. A lot of times, it's about holding on a little too tightly. And I guess I could see that. I guess I could kind of see, a little bit of cling going on. Yeah. Okay. So how do I put this into words? So it's almost like there's a little bit of cling onto this new, so whatever new belief systems, inspirations, whatever has come into your life to originally push you in this direction, there's a little bit of cling to it, just because you have had these fears of falling back into your old patterns. So it's almost like this fear of falling into your old patterns, clinging on to these new belief structures, a little too tightly. A little bit of a lack of faith in that, in the truth of where you're going and like in your ability to follow this new path, strongly. But I feel like ultimately, like I said, there's a little bit of cling there. So it would do you good to let go a little bit. Like in group number 2, I really think group number 2 is related, but in group number 2, this vision card, this Two of Wands card, there was a strong message of reassessing your beliefs. Like you've gone through this huge transformation and you're in a new place. And so you're strong enough now that you can let go of everything that's gotten you to that point, and reassess what you believe, how you want your life to be, where this seed is going to actually take you, what you've cultivated up to now, tapping into the energetic quality of it as opposed to the physical manifestation that you have in your mind, and feel out where it wants to take you as opposed to clinging to these ideas that you had before. Because you might be a completely new person. You've gone on a huge journey since you conceived your idea. You've already built so much. It's just there. It might be time to reassess. So what I'm saying is, yes, there might be a little bit of cling to all of that. So let that go, and reassess where you're at. You've made it over a hurdle, and you've gotten to a solid place where the seed is planted and it's germinated and it's beginning to sprout. And there's no stopping it. There's no stopping it. That's what I feel like. It's coming, whether you like it or not. So no, you do like it. Like, I don't know why I said that, but so reassessing where you're at, grounding yourself, and finding what's in integrity with you now as with the person you are now. You've gone through a lot of change. So so what I see with this Four of Pentacles is someone who's allowing new beliefs and new ways of being. And, these pentacles are all these guiding forces in her life. And she's just floating here, and she's just she's in such trust that these things are there for her and guiding her path, that she can just relax and trust and follow the path and listen to each step that needs to be taken along the way. There's no more stress needed. There's no more anxiety needed. You are on the path. You are doing it. And this reading is, how can you make the world? Again, you are doing it. You are doing it. This reading is kind of cool because there are no specific, it's like, keep doing what you're doing, maybe reassess and shed away a little bit of attachment to what's got you here so far, and pivot a little, to align with who you are now. But otherwise, keep moving, keep going. You're doing amazing. And by doing what you're doing, it's going to lead you to a place where you are impacting the world in not only like a profound way, but like in a rooted way that's going to be stable and strong and last forever. So, and it's going to permeate like the earth and humanity in a really rooted way. Like, that's where you're going. I'm getting like Ten of Pentacles vibes. We haven't pulled the Ten of Pentacles. I'm like, I wonder if I can get it. The Magician. Queen of Pentacles. Here we go. I mean, come on. But yeah, so I feel like, yep. You are doing it. What you're doing is profound and making an impact, and will make an impact long term. So what's up with the Six of Cups card? So I feel like I've touched on all the cards except for this. Let's see. So Six of Cups, childhood, the past. I mean, it's right under your past Dark Moon card. I'm getting this vibe of like making friends with your past. Whatever that means to you. So, this is sweet. There are 5 cups, and then the woman is holding one of the cups. I don't know, I've just never noticed that. I think that's really sweet. So yeah, making friends with your past, healing inner child wounds, maybe some of this storm energy that's been present during your cultivation of this, and this new walking of this path that you're on could be that you've been doing some healing of your inner child and healing of past wounds. And this healing has been necessary for you to, when you do get to where you envision yourself, and when these, whatever it is you're cultivating starts coming to fruition, you can accept that and receive that with a healed vessel, where you've made friends with where you've been. You've accepted where you've been. You've accepted who you've been. You've healed your heart, your body, your mind in so many ways. You love yourself no matter what has happened in your past. And I kind of got this vision of like, this is you, and the woman represents your past, and like she's holding the cup. And so where before you might have wanted to escape your past and leave it behind in the dust and judge it harshly and sever from it, it feels like you're allowing her to come along with you. Like you're holding her hand, you're letting her come. She's holding her beautiful cup, and there's something really special and sacred that is a part of who you are. It's almost like you've been going through a soul retrieval recently. Whether you realize it or not, it feels like you're retrieving a part of your inner child, or like your inner teenager, or just your youth, your innocence. It really feels like you've been retrieving that along the way. And that could be, like I said, there's this wisdom to the storm. There's something in the storm, like, that is important. It's something that you can't overlook. You can't fully receive what's coming for you in your life until you heal this, or you welcome this part of yourself back into your being. So whatever it is you've been going through, this has been a very important part of your healing. And it really feels like this has been inevitable because of what you're building and the vision that you've began following and acting on. This was a part of that process. You cannot manifest this thing without having walked through this and healed this. It wouldn't have been able to happen. That's what it feels like. So yeah, it's amazing. It's really amazing what you've been doing. Don't discount what you've been doing, no matter how messy it's felt, no matter how much you fell off the wagon of like healing, and whatever's happened. It's been extremely important, and it's only getting you closer to where you need to be. You feel like this whole time this storm has been holding you back, but no, it is actually the path, the only path there. Like, you have to walk through this to get there. You have to heal this part of yourself to get to the other side. Because what you're receiving is not just material in nature. It's spiritual, it's emotional, it's familial, it's social. Like, it's so much more than just material rewards. It is material, but on top of it, it's so much more than that. The vision isn't complete without your spiritual and emotional and social well-being. So you needed to heal this first, and that's why you're walking through the storm. That's why. It's all a part of your manifestation process, what you're building. So how can you make the world a better place? You can keep walking your path and doing what you're doing, because you're doing amazing. And you're becoming this Queen of Pentacles, no matter your gender. You're becoming this beautiful, amazing, strong, and she's so relaxed. I feel like the way you've been building your future is you're building something that's going to create this luxurious relaxation that gets to stick around for the rest of your journey. So whatever you've gone through will majorly be worth it, majorly, like so be worth it. And you'll see, and I feel like with this eye at the top of the storm, like you can start to see it now, but when you get to that other side, you'll really start to see it. So yeah. So I'm going to pull 1 or 2 cards from the Work Your Light deck. And this will just top off the reading. Alrighty. What other messages does group 3 need to hear? Okay. So, we've got play. Have fun, celebrate, don't be so serious. That like makes me want to cry. I don't know why. It really feels like you've come so far. And I feel like throughout this journey, you haven't been allowing yourself to celebrate because you haven't been honoring the small steps, even though there's been so many small steps that you've taken that were worthy of celebration. That you haven't been able, maybe because of this storm energy and this cloudy energy, you haven't really been able to like acknowledge and witness because you didn't see it, and that's okay. But I really do feel like you are allowed to celebrate how far you've come and where you're going, and celebrate the manifestation and the fruition of your seeds now. Just know that they're coming, they're on their way. Like celebrate how far you've come and what you've cultivated. It's so amazing. No matter how messy this process has been, you've been cultivating something really powerful and really beautiful with your faith and with your action. So celebrate. You've done amazing. What else? There's 2 more cards. So let's see. Transformation. Things are changing at a cellular level. Deep healing. Yes, I agree. Like, I feel like you've changed so much. If you, especially if you resonate with group number 2, that was such like a huge transformation, I feel like, energy. But yeah, so I feel like you've come so far and you're a new person. You already are a new person. And yeah, go ahead and reassess, like, shut away any clinging and trust that what you've built is strong enough to stand on its own. Like this woman just letting these 4 pentacles be there because she trusts. Yeah, you're there. So trust, let go a little, and know that things are changing, and then pivot according to what feels aligned. Reassess your direction, and reassess what feels right to you, what you truly want. I feel like you've gotten so much closer to the core essence of your desires as opposed to worrying about the material realization of them. So dig more into that and, yeah, move from that space. But yeah, so yeah, starseed, what lights you up? That's it. Like I said, move from that inner space and what lights you up on the inside. Move from a place that is just deep in your bones, you don't have to know how things are going to materialize. Just know that they will in the best way possible, especially if you let go of control over how all that comes to be. Like, let yourself be surprised by how all of this is going to show up in your life, because it's coming. Your manifestations are coming. That's just a huge message here. You've been doing amazing. You've been cultivating so much, and yeah, good job. Awesome. Okay, well, I think I'm going to leave it there. Thank you so much for being here. It is an honor to read cards for you. It is interesting every time. I love it. I have another YouTube channel. It is my heart and soul in video form. It's called Soul Hearken. I will have a link down below to that if you want to check it out. I also do energy healing. It's called The Infinite Prayer. I will have a link down below to those as well. I'm not doing energy healing for this reading in particular. I do them for many of my other readings though. So if you check out some of my other readings, there might be a coordinating energy healing session that goes with them. So, or you can just check out the energy healing sessions, and if you feel drawn to one, you can check that out as well. So there's a link below to that. So once again, thank you so much for being here. I just keep going. You got this, and you're making a difference in the world by being you and doing what you're doing. So yeah, thank you so much. Bye.